I was trying to make a very clear distinction with this iceberg by having the vouch zone at the bottom, because as we all know, vouch is like sexually attracted to the idea of being a horse.
What? Hold on, I gotta narrate this more menacingly.
That being said, I can pay someone a sum of money to have heavily armed police come knocking at the door of both you and your relatives.
Fine, it's mine. My account. Don't try to cancel me attacking me over it.
Wait, did you just say it's yours?
Where all the furry drama really started was with the tweet that Bluefulf made, because Bluefulf took issue with one of the graphics in my video.
It was the iceberg one, right?
Yeah, so it was an 8-minute long video covering all the different types of Roblox users, and there's a 1-minute segment where I talk about furries. And
I remember it was like an iceberg, and you were panning down it, and it had like Bluefulf. There was like the yellow fox guy who I guess died. There was some other person on there who I actually met in real life and kind of like followed me around at a furry convention I was filming at.
Was it the green guy?
Yeah, the green guy, yeah.
And this is what pissed a lot of people off. This was really the main source of criticism for this video. So a little bit of background. I did not have a video planned for April, and I was like rushing to get this out before the end of the month. And so I kind of cobbled together this graphic to explain away this part of the video.
Right.
And it was really rushed. But the point I was trying to convey here was to reflect the results of the First Science study, where you had 5% of the participants who said that they don't consume furry up at the top.
Right.
And the interesting thing about this 5%, at least from the ones I've spoke to on Twitter, is that they think that furries that do look at furry are weird and gross, right? And then you have the people that do look at furry who look at the real full-blown zoophiles as being gross and disgusting.
Right.
So the way that most furries see zoophiles is how the 5% of furries see the 95% of furries. And I thought that was funny. And I was trying to think of a way to convey this. And so I have this iceberg, and under the surface, I have all of these pictures of furries that I know for a fact consume furry to some extent. And some of these I kind of phoned it in as I was like running out of furries that I could think of, and I just started Googling like really generic stuff, like the boy kisser Roblox avatar on the top right.
Right.
And there's another guy on here named generic purple protogen, who I know absolutely nothing about. I just Googled protogen furry, and I saw in the results there was one that said generic purple protogen. I had no idea who this guy was. I thought that it was literally like a generic purple protogen, and it wasn't like actually tied to anyone's identity.
Yeah.
So I just threw it in the video, and then it turns out it's like a YouTuber or some.
Do you feel like do you feel like some of the anger is justified of like Bluefulf? I don't even know what Bluefulf precisely gets off. Do I know they have like a scat fetish or something? But to my knowledge, I mean, I guess the first question in that line of logic is like, do you think that anybody who masturbates to the like I hate talking about this. They're like anthropomorphic animals. Do you think they are zoophiles?
Well, there's a term for them that the scientific community uses, because furries are like one of the most researched fan bases in existence. And the psychological term for these people is an anthropomorphozoophile. So they're not full-blown zoophiles in that they're not actually attracted to real animals, just fictionalized versions of them. So I would consider it a form of zoophilia.
Do you see it as like the lolicon like disparity, I guess?
It's very close. The arguments that lolicons use are almost identical to the ones that furries use. But I think that there is a bit more of a distinction between like the shape of a furry animal and the shape of like a lolicon character compared to an actual child. But the point, I don't, to answer your question about Bluefulf, I don't entirely fault him for claiming that I called him a zoophile. I was trying to make a very clear distinction with this iceberg by having the vouch zone at the bottom, because as we all know, vouch is like sexually attracted to the idea of being a horse, which is I think the correct term for that would be autozoophilia.
I don't even know where that comes from. I don't know if it's trauma informed. I haven't done enough research on this, I guess, but I don't know. I don't know where you get wanting to be a horse. I mean, I guess, but like, how addicted do you need to be want to be a horse. Like I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't like. He literally said, he's like, you don't understand. I don't want to fuck a horse. I want to be the horse it is.
He wants to be the horse, but like, because he wants to have a horse dick. That's why. But like, why not just be a human with a horse dick? Why is it? And why does it have to be like a horse dick? Why not just a giant dick?
And why does it have to be like the short stack goblins? You know, like what's going on there?
Yeah. So there's definitely like a zoophilic aspect to that. And I was hoping that that's what the conclusion that people would come to when they saw this. But I realized later that I messed up. I made a very grave mistake when I put this together, because to the left of that giant, the rest of them text is hypnotist Sappho. And Sappho is a dog. File. Exactly. So what I think happened was Bluefulf saw his avatar next to Sappho's and said, oh, this is the zoophile layer. So Ruben's calling me a zoophile. So I don't entirely blame him for making that assumption. That's not what I was trying to say, but you know, it is what it is. And the guy that died, his name
Timothy
is
McCormick.
Lemonade Coyote. Yeah. He this one I really up on, because I knew about this guy because he was in some drama like over a decade ago before he died. I had no idea that he actually died. And to make it worse, he died heroically, like in the line of duty.
He died in an ambulance.
Yeah, so I felt really bad when I found that out, and right away I went into the YouTube editor and blurred out his image.
Right.
But that was not enough to please the furry horde that was descending on my Twitter mentions and my YouTube comments.
But that's how, but that's how it all started, right? Like Bluefulf saw that,
right.
Made the tweet, and then
Bluefulf made his tweet, and then because he's like a furry celebrity, all these other furries jumped on.
Yeah.
And started attacking me, and it got so bad that there was a furry that left a comment on my YouTube channel. He was like threatening to swat my entire family. The way he wrote it is so like sinister.
It's nice to hear from you, BRS, born on 12/05/97, who lives in Tucson, Arizona. Unfortunately, you're in a small problem right now, as I have the personal information of you and your relatives. That being said, hold on, I gotta narrate this more menacingly.
That being said, I can pay someone a sum of money to have heavily armed police come knocking at the door of both you and your relatives. This practice is well known, and I'm sure you already know the implications of it.
Why do they say this practice? Just say swatting. Why?
Yeah, like he's afraid to say the word.
Yeah. Also, they're publicly announcing they're gonna do this on a fucking YouTube channel. Like, do they not think that people can like trace that? Whatever.
Cease all harassment of any innocent individuals and make other content. If you value the life of your relatives and associates, it would be ill-advised to go against what I have said. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, so you get this comment. Did you get other comments or?
Probably, but I wasn't looking at my YouTube comments that much. But I saw this one, and instead of like deleting it, pinned it on the channel, and then I posted it on Twitter, and immediately he deletes it. He's like, never mind, and runs away, but not before I got the screenshot. And within minutes, people found out like exactly who he was. And when I posted the tweet, all these furries ran in to like run damage control, and one of them goes by the name Jersey Furry, but his former alias was Tap Wrench. Tap Wrench developed a pretty famous Roblox game called, I think, Clean Up Roblox. And this game got really popular because all these YouTubers started playing it. You basically run around a map with all of these NPCs of famous Roblox users, and you shoot the ones that you don't like, and you clean up Roblox. And that's the whole premise of the game. So all these furries are saying things like, you know, you can't judge all of us furries. The tweet that I posted that comment on was like kind of rage baiting. I was like, this is why furries are so dangerous. They're so sensitive. They'll resort to violence over someone bringing up statistics from their own fan base. Oh, that was the other thing that people got upset about, was the study, the first science study.
Right. They said the sample size is not large enough, is their argument,
they said that, yes, the sample size is too small. And one of the main arguments that people made about that was that if you go on Reddit and you look at the subreddit for furry, it has 395,000 members, right? So how could you take a sample size of 433 and use it to say that all these furries look at furry? I don't think these people realize that the subreddit for furry called YIF has like 90,000 more members on it than the subreddit for furries. And I think that that's really like a true testament. Even like websites like E621 has over 700,000 unique users every year.
So what you're saying is there are more furries in like the furry places than on like the not safe for work furry places, basically.
Exactly. So I don't know what point people think they're going to make. Not only that, but there's been other studies that have asked the exact same questions, and the results are consistent across the board.
Right.
Furryism is like at its core a sexual thing. There was a study done by I think 2 psychology PhDs from one was from Northern University and another was from he was from a big one. It was called the Furry Phenomenon. The other was from Penn State, and you can look at the results here, and there's like all these charts. There's one in particular I want to show. Sexual attraction to anthropomorphic animals. Like 1% of respondents said that they don't have any sexual attraction.
Right. So you're saying like intrinsically to furries there is some kind of sexual component.
Right.
So people got mad about basically saying that study was inaccurate. They're saying not all furries are like that. There seems to be the impression that it's a small amount of furries. Because even for me, my impression was like maybe 30% of the furries are whacking into the weird stuff, but then like 70% are just dressing up in costumes.
It's at least 90% for sure. Yeah. It's definitely higher than, and this is specifically furry. This is not in general. I know something like 70% of American men under 30 consume.
Right.
But this is specifically furry.
So would you be comfortable calling someone who jerks off to the anthropomorphized furry a zoophile?
I would say I would call him a diet zoophile.
Okay.
Zoophile light.
Okay, gotcha.
But,
so that was obviously very criticized from the video. The stuff with the graphic was criticized, which I guess you're saying you realize you kind of f***ed that one up.
Yeah.
And past that point, you start getting a lot of shit on Twitter. Okay. At what point do you think it's get like really intense?
Probably the death threat. So this is where I want to bridge this gap. So all these furries are replying to my tweet saying like there's this guy isn't representative of the furry community. And then this is where Tap Wrench came in and said that this isn't even a furry and that it's wrong of me to be criticizing the furry community when some random kid with a Charmander avatar leaves a comment on my video. That doesn't give me the right to criticize furries. Tap Wrench ended up deleting this tweet, but I had it archived. Basically, he got community noted because someone found Matt Gamey's Roblox profile and his avatar was wearing a fursuit. And so there is absolutely no question about it that it was a furry. And he got ratioed, community noted, and eventually deleted his tweet. And the next day, he gets on Twitter to announce to his fans that 7 different Reuben fans had sent him gore, CP, his house, and all this horrible stuff.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
And if you look at the post that he made, I'll send you a link to it. He posted 4 images. And if you look at the timestamps of these images, they're sent at 6:08, 6:09, 6:10, and 6:11. Mm-hmm. So clearly this is just like one person logging out and logging in and like opening new conversations with this guy.
Yeah, it seems to be one guy for sure.
If it were random people, then these messages would be a lot more spaced out. And if it was like a group of people making like a coordinated effort, they would probably all be sent at the same time.
Right.
So I figured that this had to just be one person. But who it was a great mystery. And nonetheless, this got 18,000 likes. It got like 1 million views. And I have all these furries in my mentions now saying that I promote doxing and swatting and harassment and my fans are sending people CP. And it's just a terrible look. And all these other people who aren't even furries are jumping in being like, wow, that's fucked up. Ruben, you need to control your fans. Ruben, you need to do this and that. And I felt bad because if that's true, then it's kind of a big deal as to like the types of people that my videos are attracting. I don't feel like YouTubers should be responsible for their fan base, but in any case, it is a bad look. And so I started investigating and trying to figure out who this was. But another Roblox YouTuber named Schlepp messaged Tap Wrench and was like, hey, can you I'm thinking about making a video about how awful Ruben's fans are. Can you give me a little more detail on who sent you what? Right. And so Tap Wrench sent him a list of usernames. He sent him a list and then he sent them like what each person sent.
I would definitely say that generally speaking, YouTubers are not responsible for their fan bases unless you were on YouTube, you were like, go dox these people, go, send them gore. I would say it's not really your responsibility, but it definitely is a bad look when people post like that on Twitter. Like the other day I was getting into with people on Twitter. I was getting all these death threats and stuff. I didn't complain about it once, but then some random guy who made his name Turkey Tom fan decided to go message some black person and be like, you fucking N-word, T-slur, and I was like...
And a lot of the times, this is like, these are people who don't like you, and they're trying to like frame you and false flag you. Like anyone can
if they liked us, why the fuck would they do that? They know that doesn't make us look good.
Yeah. So I get this list. Schlepp sends me the list, and the first person I contact was Jin Zeno, because he claims that Jin Zeno sent him a picture of 2 rifles and his address on it. Right. And he sent a less censored version of one of the screenshots he posted. Mm-hmm. So that is that was picture number 2, the message that was sent at 6:09. He said, "We coming for you, W Ruben LU." And so I contact Jin Zeno. I message him on Twitter and I say, hey, do you have the uncensored picture of these rifles? And I figure if I asked him in this way, he wouldn't be like, he would want to send me it, because my concern would be like, if I message him like, why did you do this? You're making me look awful. He would pretend like he had no idea what I was talking about.
Right.
And because he would be worried that I would like air him out to dry, so to speak. Mm-hmm. But I figured if I asked him this way, he would think that I'm like on his side.
Right.
And he would share the message with me. This is what he said. He had absolutely no idea what I was talking about. He said, that's not me.
Yeah, he said, that's not me. Wow. Okay.
Are you sure he told you it was me? So he had no clue. And just to confirm, I had him go into his messages and look up Jersey Furry under people, and there were no results. This is what he sent me back. So he had never messaged this guy ever. He had tweeted some things making fun of him. I think he said like, stay away from animals, and Jersey blocked him, but they had never messaged each other.
So I guess the question becomes, why did Jersey Furry say that? Did they genuinely think that was the case somehow, or did they just outright lie, right?
Well, so I thought maybe there was a mistake, maybe he got the wrong username, or he got mixed up. I mean, after all, he's saying 7 different people sent him these things. So I contacted the next guy, Timmy Jimmers, who he claims sent him child. And not only had Timmy never messaged Jersey Furry, he had never messaged anyone. I was the very first person to ever open a DM with on his account, and he sent me a screenshot of that too.
Is it possible they could have like deleted their message history or something?
Well, I'll get to that, but I contacted 2 more people. Oliver, the second guy who he claims sent him bestiality, and Case the Anti-Fur, and it was the exact same for both of those 2. Oliver even sent me a screen recording to prove that it wasn't like Photoshop. But there is a way to delete messages on Twitter, and once you delete a conversation, it doesn't come back. Like there's no way to retrieve the messages, even if you look up the name of the person, even if you go to their profile and click the message button and open a new conversation, the old messages won't be there anymore.
Right.
However, when you do that, it only deletes them for you. The other person still has a copy of the messages. So all Jersey Furry would have to do to prove that these guys deleted their messages would be to provide a copy of the messages on his part. And I wasn't going to take a screenshot as proof, because I know he could probably Photoshop that. I wanted a screen recording. Mm-hmm. And so Schlepp asked him for one, and he said, whoops, I accidentally deleted them all. I don't have the messages anymore. I thought they were so gross and yucky, I deleted the whole conversation.
You accidentally deleted 7 people's messages?
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
He lied. He lied. Come on.
So he realized how like bullshit this sounded, and so he went to another Roblox YouTuber named Parlo, and he was basically venting. Parlo kind of approached him in the same way and was like, hey, I'm thinking about making a YouTube video about all this drama. I'll find the screenshot later. I'm just going to copy and paste what he said from my script. Okay, he says, Parlo, I don't know what to do anymore. I think I'm making Schlepp feel like I'm faking all this, but I'm not. He asked me for a screen recording of the DMs from one of the doxers. I was about to do it, but got greeted with this. And he sent him a screenshot of Jin Zeno's profile, and Jin Zeno had blocked him back. And I think he was trying to say like, he can't view the conversation because Jin Zeno blocked him, which is not true. That's not how it works on Twitter. If someone blocks you, the messages don't go away.
Right.
And so Parlo was trying to like basically be like like tech support and help him recover the messages. And I was trying to get Jinzino to unblock him so he could, you know, stop using that excuse.
Yeah.
And then eventually he finally figures it out, and he sends a screenshot of the conversation, and the messages have been like replaced with this message. This was like the big smoking gun moment of the whole Jersey furry drama. So he says, okay, it worked, but now the content got removed, and he sends this supposed screenshot of his messages with Jinzino.
Message hidden due to suspicious content. Oh, that one says.
And this is the full screenshot that he sent.
Do they have like the filters on Twitter that like hide stuff? Is that it? But if they did, how would they not? They would have seen it in the first place.
Well,
right?
the first red flag is that message should not exist at all, because he said that he deleted it.
Right.
And if you delete a conversation, you don't get them back in any context whatsoever. And so one of the first things I noticed aside from that is that the scroll bar on the right for the messages looks very weird. It has like this gradient on the bottom where it kind of fades out, and like the right side of it is kind of cut off. I don't know if you want to like open that in an
I'm
editor.
looking at it now. So you're saying the bottom of the scroll bar on this Xeno screenshot.
It's like blurry. So let me pull up a real screenshot that I took on my phone just for comparison.
I will say the dimensions of the screenshot look weird. Like, I don't know what they took the screenshot on, but it looks like a fucking Android 2 or something.
Yeah, I don't think Jersey realized that I'm like a Photoshop expert. I actually went to school for graphic design. But you see, this is what a normal scroll bar looks like. It's a clean line with rounded ends. And if you look at his is like brushed out.
Yeah, that looks totally... Yeah, that looks completely fake.
So it's brushed out, and it's also like cut off on the side. And so what I think happened is he like pasted something over, and when he was like grabbing it to paste, he didn't grab the full scroll bar. And when he put it over the image, there was probably like a second scroll bar in the way. And so he had to like use the brush tool to brush it out. Right. And you could see when you use the brush tool in paint.net, if your hardness isn't set all the way up, you get this kind of weird gradient on the bottom.
Right, it's like a low opacity little portion down there, yeah.
Yeah, and so the second thing I did was I took the other screenshot that he sent of this conversation, and I overlaid it so the buttons would line up exactly on the bottom. And it looks like his phone screen has gotten an entire ½ inch shorter than it was a few hours ago. So that's the second discrepancy. And the third is that the actual margins of the page, you see you have this horizontal line. Is nowhere close. Even the distance from the scroll bar to the side of the screen is like way off, and it's a lot smaller too. And if you look at the header that shows Jinzino's details, they are scrolled to the exact pixel perfect position as his previous screenshot. That just right on the very top.
It also looks like there's some weird like artifacting there with like weird pixels. Like you see that like little, there's like a few pixels out of place, like right there.
Okay, yeah. So this is called a JPEG artifact. This is a compression artifact from when the image is saved. And this was something else that I was kind of exploring is the compression. There's a lot more artifacts around Jinzino's details than you have around like the buttons on the bottom, because all of this, all the buttons came from a new screenshot, but this has been saved several times. And so the artifacts and the compression is going to be a lot worse for this than it would be for the actual details down here. So this is very clearly just an image that he cobbled together to lie about the fact that he can't provide a screen recording of these messages.
Right.
And when Schlepp asked him for a screen recording to show the suspicious content, he blocked him and he ghosted him.
Really?
And,
wow.
Yeah. And then the icing on the cake here is that this picture of these rifles I found on a Reddit post from like 4 years ago. So the whole thing about it like having his address, it's all bullshit. Yeah. So he basically lied. He lied about this. He lied about all the other fans sending him child. So the Jinzino guy, all he did was he sent him a soy jack of his fursona. And Jersey Furry's response in retaliation was to accuse him of sending him child. for being a big meanie head.
So I mean, he basically just wanted to shit on you on Twitter. He wanted to look like a victim, and I mean, I guess he got it to those people. But
yeah,
I mean, when this drops on your channel, this will I mean, hopefully, it will ruin his reputation. But I feel like with the kind of people that hate you, they might not really care anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I considered like, what could this guy's motive be? You know, why would he be so upset about me talking about like the grossest furries out there? Why would he feel personally targeted by this?
Oh no.
And,
oh no.
And it turns out there's a website called E621, which is the second most popular furry website in existence. It is a furry website, and there was an account under his username on that website that had feral liked, and feral furry for the uneducated masses is furry that depicts a real animal with no human intelligence, no human features. It's just a wild animal.
Is this a drawing or is this like a picture?
This is a drawing. This is a drawing of a real animal. As soon as word got out that this account existed, it was deleted. It suddenly vanished from the face of the internet. And Jersey's initial response was to just say, "Oh, it's not mine. That's a sussy imposter impersonating me on this website." And I think he made some tweets about it where he was like, "You would have to be stupid to use your real alias on a website." And he tried to say that, you know, he said that someone's probably impersonating him over some drama that happened 11 months ago. And what was the drama? It was him sending kids furry. He got in trouble. He actually got in trouble with the police over this, and the cops showed up to his house and interviewed him because he was in a group chat with what I assume were Roblox people, and he was sending furry. And of course, you know, you're going to have kids in a group chat like that.
Right. Out of curiosity, I decided to check on his account to see if I could message him and just see what was going on. I just thought it would be funny. But I was already blocked by the time I got there. So I don't know
yeah, wow.
Yeah.
He may have auto-blocked all my followers.
Yeah, it's very possible.
I think he said he did that. So he said that these guys are like impersonating him over this drama from a year ago. Except the account was created. The account on E621 was made in 2020. So 4 years ago, way before any of that happened.
Did you have like an email or anything attached to it, or did you have any direct ties?
Not publicly that we could see. But there's more to it than this. So he said that someone probably changed the username. Maybe they had like a personal account, and then when the drama happened, they decided to repurpose the account to frame him, and they just changed their name. But I found out to change your name on E621, you have to go on the forum and you have to make a public announcement saying, "Hey, this is what I want my name to be changed to. This is why. Here's proof that I am this person and that I'm not, you know, impersonating someone." And then at that point, an admin has to manually approve your name change. And I looked on the forum for any posts from this account, and it had never posted. So the name change never happened. It was always named Tap Wrench. And to further hit the nail in, Tap Wrench had actually appeared in one of my videos in the Moderation for Dummies series where I get inappropriate content taken off of Roblox. I had tweeted a link to a Roblox E621 shirt, and he replied to the tweet and said, "I literally own this."
Oh,
So he's buying E621 shirts on Roblox. And he also, someone found an archive of his Roblox inventory. And not only did he own E621 shirts, he owned Bad Dragon shirts on Roblox.
Oh my God.
And just to, that's in the Kiwi Farms thread.
It's like definitely this guy, right? It's definitely him. I think there's no doubt.
So it's definitely him. And you know, as the final, if you're still not convinced, he even followed an E621 account on Twitter. It was like the E621 tag bot or some shit.
Damn.
So, you know, like obviously, a day ago, this guy was saying you would have to be to use your real name on E621, and it was really like a self-report. Here's the screenshot of his Roblox profile. The images aren't loading. I don't know if it's because all of these were deleted or what, but you can see the bottom two. It's Bad Dragon under classic clothing.
Right. Damn.
And then there's some other content deleted clothes, and you could probably guess what those could have been.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely got him. This guy sounds like he probably shouldn't be on Roblox, bottom line.
Yeah. Oh, he ended up apologizing about following the E621 tag bot account, and he like made a public announcement on Twitter that he blocked the account. He didn't just unfollow it, he went and blocked it.
Right. He did the right thing.
Calm everyone down. Yeah. After he lied over and over and over again.
Has he said anything publicly about the DMs being fake or anything like that, or has he just been silent?
No, I haven't really talked about that a whole lot. That hasn't been revealed to the public yet. So as far as everyone is concerned, my fans have still sent him child porn and gore and pictures of his house and him in second grade or what the ever.
Right. Damn. When is your video coming out? Do you have an estimated date or no?
I don't know. I'm still writing the script. I would like to get it out by the end of the month so I can get that YouTube check on in June.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I might not even finish it if I can't get a good enough script for it. But
gotcha.
So this is where the Ruben Sim expose account comes in, because while all of this is going on, another Twitter account which has been created to attack me, Ruben Sim expose, has been on the sidelines cheering on Tap Wrench and echoing his claims that my fans are dangerous and that I encourage them to do all these horrible things. And
this account got pretty big. I think they have 25,000 followers, or had at one point, right?
Yeah. So it started out with just like 1,000 followers or so, and from the Blue Wolf tweet onward, it started gaining followers very quickly because there is all this anti-Ruben Sim discussion going on, and he's like the chief expert at hating on me.
Right.
Because this account was created in December of 2023, and every single day, almost without fail, it has been complaining and criticizing, even at the most inappropriate opportunities. I think I made a tweet about how the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children helped pass a law that like requires platforms to report child exploitation.
Right.
And he's like using that as an opportunity to be like to criticize me. And it's like, this is not the time. This is not the tweet where you should be talking about how bad Ruben Sim is.
Oh, but he brings up bad stuff on Roblox and gets bad stuff off. It still doesn't protect his ass from what he posts to target people for existing, because in his mind, everything furry is wrong. So
this is something that has absolutely nothing to do with furries or anything like that.
This account is run by a furry who hates you, basically.
Yeah, and so I never paid much attention to this guy because I figured that's just what he wants. You know, he wants my attention. But someone else made an account called so it's Ruben Sim expose _
Right.
This guy found out.
This guy.
Yeah. So the exposing Ruben Sim account claims to be ran by a team of people.
Right.
But it's actually just one person. And I think the reason he says that it's a team of people is because he realizes how weird it is for one person to be so obsessed with like a Roblox YouTuber.
It also makes it so that like if like somebody running the account gets exposed or something, he can continue running it, and it can be like, well, that's not me, right?
Right. So this guy that made the Ruben Sim expose account noticed that these 4 other accounts were, or I think 3 other accounts, these 3 other accounts were tweeting with the exact same language, very specific language, to criticize me all around the same time. You have them calling me an RWNJ, which I think stands for right-wing nut job.
I was wondering what that meant, because I've seen that around on Twitter a lot recently. Okay. Right-wing nut job. There are a lot of people saying that you're like a right-wing creator or something. Do you consider yourself right-wing? Why are people saying that?
That could not be further from the truth. I'm like full enlightened centrist. I'm the soy jack that's like, both sides are wrong, both sides are bad. I'm pretty much in a middle ground. I vote as a libertarian, but I haven't voted in like, I'm registered as a libertarian, but I haven't voted in years.
Right. I'm trying to, why would they call you right wing? Maybe it's the trans stuff. Maybe that's why they call you right wing, but I don't even know if you have like a principled stance on transgenderism.
Not really. So what the transphobia stuff came from, I like the tweet from, I think Matt Walsh, who's like a Daily Wire guy.
Yeah.
This was right after the first creator clash when Matt Watson boxed. Matt Watson is a guy from Super Mega.
Yeah.
And I got their names mixed up. I got Matt Watson and Matt Walsh mixed up. And I think the post was like, Matt Walsh wins Transphobe of the Year award. And I was like, that's stupid. There's no way this Matt Walsh guy is a transphobe, because I thought he was the guy from Super Mega.
Sure.
So I liked the tweet, and then and now everyone thinks I'm a fucking Ben Shapiro fan or something. And I had no idea who this guy was. So
well, there's this one thing people are mad at you for, because you they say you confronted a pedophile on Discord and then called them you called them a Baba Booey.
Yes. I told ZZ Red, who was not just a pedophile, pedophile, but a child predator, and who had met up with his victims in real life and molested them. I confronted him, and I just wanted to be mean to him, right? Because I knew that there was probably no way I could offend this person by calling them out for what they did. So I just straight up told him. He tried to say, like, you're hurting a defenseless little girl with these accusations, and I just like said, I'm gonna be real with you, dude. You're not a fucking girl. You're not a woman. You're a porn addict, and you're a freak, and you're an AGP. And he screenshotted that, and then he posted it, I guess, on to his Discord buddies, and was like, look at how transphobic Ruben Sim is.
Right.
I feel like if it's a private conversation and the person you're talking to is a child predator, anything is fair game. You should be allowed to be as hurtful, as transphobic, as racist, sexist, whatever it is you want, because really, does it really matter that you respect this person when they're a fucking child predator?
Well, the thing people say is like, you don't have to hurt defenseless trans people when you make that comment towards that person, no matter how bad they are. And it's like, I mean, but it was first of all, it was a private
conversation. I didn't expect anyone else to see that.
Yeah.
And but yeah, so
yeah, I mean, I'd say that's fair. I mean, I think in a perfect world, I think calling a pedophile slur should be the least of their worries. It should be more of like a bat with a barbed wire type thing. But yeah, you know.
But anyway, so
sometimes. All right.
So going back to Reuben Sim exposed, so this account investigated him and found that there were 3 other accounts that were seemingly the same person. You had GoTrain643, John Husky, and then Friday Night Funkin' Tonight, I think, or maybe Friday Night Football. And all of these have a lot of things in common. They're all huge fans of the Toronto Argonauts. They're all seemingly based in the greater Toronto, Halifax area in Canada.
Yeah, sure.
And they're all big CFL Canadian football fans, and they all type the exact same way, and they all obsess over me on Twitter. And Captain Argo is the main account, Captain Argo 24. He's blocked me since then. And so they all have these ties to this guy, and they're all typing the exact same. And it becomes very clear when I read this that this was all Captain Argo, and this was all the same person. And so I went on my Discord, and I found that Captain Argo had been in my server for some time, and I confronted him. I pinged him, and I had everyone else on the server start pinging him to coerce him into joining a voice chat. And he finally did. And this was recorded. Let me see if I could find the video of it. Yeah, here it is. Ruben versus Captain Argonaut. So I'm not going to have you watch all this right now, but one of the first things you'll probably notice when you hear this guy talk is he cannot string a single sentence together. He is like stuttering and fumbling, and he sounds very I guess mentally ill. Like there's something wrong with this guy.
Right.
And that was the first thing I noticed. And so right away I kind of let my guard down, and I'm really nice to him, and I try to ask him, like, what is it specifically that you have an issue with? And he tries to start talking, and no one can understand this guy. He's so like incomprehensible. And I think at one point I have to tell him, like, slow down, take a deep breath, start over. And I'm trying to get him to explain his stance on furries and why he like doesn't like me. And eventually he seems to kind of come around and say, like, I'm not a bad guy. He just has a few things that he disagrees with. And the whole time he's like insisting that he is not the Ruben Sim expose account, and it's just a wild coincidence that he talks in the exact same way.
Right.
And when we hung up, he sent me. I ended up kicking him out of the server, and I told him I would do that for his own safety, which he understood, because I didn't want anyone else to fuck with him. Mm-hmm. And he sent me a 9-paragraph long essay on his grievances with me, which I'll share with you here.
Oh my
chat.
Holy, you can't even contain it in a message. What the is this?
It's so long. I have not read this in full. I still haven't finished reading it. I don't ever plan to. It's just a bunch of.
Do you mind if I read it? It seems kind of funny.
Sure.
I'll read it out so you don't have to put yourself through it. Hey, I just want to state my thoughts more clearly in writing, since it's sometimes hard for my words to come out clearly due to my stutter. I've been watching as a fan since before you did that Pinewood computer core video, but shortly stopped after the 3rd lawsuit video for reasons I will get into after. Basically, for me, I lost interest and felt like you weren't telling the full story on certain communities. While I do appreciate what you do in getting the not safe for work and predators off of Roblox. And also, it was a bit stupid for Roblox to ban you for things you pointed out. The main reason I stopped being a fan and posted that thing on my Twitter was that much of what you were saying was missing the main point of the problem and making the problem worse by pinning it on a group. I know, being a furry, somewhat got interested in the creative form of some people at college, but I'm not really interested in a lot of things. And member of the LGBTQ plus community, things are not always safe for work. I do agree it's a bit too sexual and invasive to be around kids, especially at a young age. But the reason why I called you a RWNJ is that you were using similar tactics to what I have noticed recently in the media and in governments, with anti-minorities rants by the hard right to fuel their agenda. In a nutshell, they take an existing problem and then blame it on a group they don't like. To be fair, the media also doesn't help either by fueling the drama, but that's a whole other story. The reason I keep calling you out is that all you doing is helping to push the blame on someone else when things go wrong, or use certain events to justify the narrative, while leaving other committees off the radar or in the clear of wrongdoing. Yes, furries are not really the best to be around kids, but so are so many other communities, games, and content kids consume. Once you expand your scope, you realize this is a problem deeply rooted in humanity for centuries. Trust me, when I was in high school, I hated everything furry and LGBTQ+. But when talking to some people when I was working for an LCBO DC, LCBO, by the way, if you don't know, is it's like the government alcohol store in Canada, basically. Only place you can get alcohol. Went to the Grey Cup Festival in Hamilton, that city, Thai cats suck. I went to a furry convention downtown last March, mostly because I had time to kill before my train back home, and it was happening literally within my 10-minute walk from campus to Union. This is how he typed it, by the way. I'm just reading his words. My opinion changed. A lot of what's been said about them doesn't add up, and you could say and find the same thing on what people accuse them of can be found. YouTubers, streamers, gamers, priests, politicians, cosplayers, teachers, etc. What I've noticed is that almost no one is willing to admit it happens all over the place. The majority just want to fix the problem quickly without condoning the implications or side effects. Everyone needs to play a role in making sure this stops happening. Platforms need to properly moderate this. They have enough data so they can tell when a kid is being taken advantage of, and have a valid ID system for more, he says mature, but spells it MACHER, more mature content, so kids can't gain access to content they're not supposed to. Pedophiles and other degenerates need to stop being pedophiles and degenerates and make the punishment harsher to a point where no one will want to do it in the first place. Kids should not be accessing stuff they're not supposed to. Parents need to do a better job making sure their kids' decisions are properly moderated and locked. Everything else, if it does not affect anyone or harm anything, should be okay as long as it's not illegal and you are following proper guidelines. Anyway, sorry for not replying to you about this sooner. I was coming home late from the train after that call the other night and had work yesterday. And sorry if it sounded like I was attacking you. It was not meant to be an attack or rant. It was more just of a point. I do believe people can change and learn from their mistakes. We can all work together for the benefit of everyone from all sides. Working on an automation bot to monitor certain phrases and actions in a Roblox game and Discord server and take appropriate action when needed. Causes good luck dealing with support of any kind. It's all bots now.
So the call, I read a little bit of this.
I see what you mean about him, I guess. Yeah.
But we seem to agree on a lot of stuff. We agree that furry stuff shouldn't be in like kid spaces, and we agree that that Roblox has like this moderation problem and parents need to step in. And so the impression I got when we left our call was that we've buried the hatchet. We're on good terms now, and there's no way that this guy could be the Ruben Sim expose account, because after our call, the account continued to post all of these like hateful anti-Reuben Sim posts, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. If me and this guy like buried the hatchet, then why would this account still be posting? So there's no way that they're the same person,
right?
Except a few months later, I think in March, the Reuben Sim expose account posted a video of a screen recording, and in that screen recording you could see his profile picture for his main Twitter account, and it's Captain Argo's profile picture.
Oh
and so he kind of outed himself as still being Captain Argo. And so I messaged him and I said, I want to send you screenshots of all of these because the conversation is just like mind-numbingly stupid.
Yeah, I would love to see it.
Before he posted this video, he had been getting, I guess, harassed by some people, and he sent me this in late February. He says, hey, mind telling your idiotic fan base of unsupervised 12-year-olds to stop harassing me for existing? I'm not that stupid. Exposing Ruben, dude. Thanks. I don't even think I saw this message, but so he calls the account stupid there, which I thought was really funny.
Right. Well, obviously, if he thinks it's stupid, how could it be him, right?
Right. Like, he's insulting this guy. There's no way they're the same person.
Right.
So So I contacted him after I saw the screen recording. I said, why did you lie about this? And he's like, huh? What are you talking about? I said, it's obviously you. And he said, why would I send myself threats? It's not. And I just straight up tell him, there's no point in lying about this anymore. You're just proving to me that you don't even have the basic decency to stop lying when we both know you are.
Right.
It seemed like we buried the hatchet when we were in the Runker voice chat. What changed your mind? And he says, he just continues to deny it. And he says, his argument was that the screen recording was his, but that it was stolen from him. I'm not that dude. They've been stealing from me. I just said, do you think I'm retarded? I just want to know why you keep harassing me even after we had a nice conversation.
Right.
You've been posting on the Reuben Sim Exposed Twitter for months after that. And he says, I only own I don't know what the he was trying to say here. The only Twitter account I own is Captain Argo, my personal account, and my business account. I don't own that. I said, I know you do because you posted a screen recording that showed your profile picture on your main Twitter. And he says, not me, another dude with that PFP. It's a team logo. And I said, there's absolutely no fucking way it's a coincidence that two of my biggest haters have the exact same profile picture.
Right.
And then he sent me a screenshot of just like a random account that he found that has an Argonauts profile picture that has nothing to do with Roblox or me or anything like that. I just said, bro, you're so fucking retarded. I could tell you have mental issues by the way you talk, but I didn't know you were legitimately which is kind of mean, I'll admit.
Well, but, I mean, he's coming after you on Twitter every day. Or, sorry, the Ruben Sim Exposed account is, so, you know, being angry is, I think, justified.
Yeah. Okay, so when he sends the screenshot of the other account, he's trying to say that this is who really did the screen recording. Like, it's not his video. It's Peter Cooper on Twitter is the one who recorded it. And then I stopped talking to him in this conversation because, you know, obviously I wasn't going to get anywhere with him. And then the Ruben Sim Exposed account makes this post claiming that it is his screen recording and that they took it without his consent, but they're definitely not him. And I messaged Argo and I said, so which is it? Is it your screen recording or is it not? And he never even replied to me. So, you know, from here, it was obvious that it has been him the whole time and that he lied and he got caught and he kept lying just to blatantly disrespect me. I don't know if it's like a pride issue with this guy or what, but so we knew it was him, but I kind of left it alone because again, I know this guy probably just wants attention, and I'm probably doing the worst thing possible by giving it to him.
Right.
But so this is where things kind of catch up to the current drama. So he's tweeting away, he's posting bangers, he's getting like thousands of likes on all of his anti-Reuben Sim tweets, kind of riding the wave of all of the furry hate. And his follower account is climbing by the thousands, and he's becoming this like voice of reason against the evil Reuben Sim. And then one of my fans starts to do a little bit of research on him, and they go on his Roblox profile and they look in his friends list and the Captain Argo Roblox profile, and they notice an account named File Husky, and File Husky only has one person added. It's Captain Argo, and they're only in one group, and it's Captain Argo's group. And so they kind of figure, even the description of this account says from the GTA, Argo and CFL fan, game developer, programmer, tech enthusiast, and writer. And if you look at all of the Twitter accounts that Argo uses, he kind of writes out like all of the different titles that he feels like apply to him, and it's all the same thing.
One of them was also called John Husky at the same time. Yeah, I remember that too.
Right, exactly. The John Husky account, and this guy says he has a husky persona. And so just as a wild guess, this researcher, this fan of mine, goes to the Twitter login screen and he clicks the forgot password button and he types in the Ruben Sim Exposed username. And at this point, Twitter gives him a prompt to identify the email on the account to send the password reset request to. And if you type in the wrong email here, Twitter will tell you incorrect email. And so he guessed filehusky@gmail.com, and it was right. It was the right email. And so he sent that to me and he said like, hey, this is This is basically proof that Captain Argo is Ruben Sim exposed.
Yeah.
And I took it a step further, and I went on Twitter and I looked up the @FileHusky Twitter account, and again, the bio was all Argo CFL fan, game developer, programmer, writer. I don't know why he thinks he's a writer, but that's like one of the taglines that he uses. And it's all the Captain Argonaut's colors on the fursona. It types the exact same way as him, and I think it was even followed by him and another one of his like Twitter alts, his professional account, as he puts it. And so it was without a doubt like the same person. And the fact that the email on the Ruben Sim exposed account is filehusky@gmail is just like the final nail in the coffin,
right,
that this is the same guy. And if you looked at, I actually went through the likes on the FileHusky Twitter account, and I found Cub, and I also found a drawing of like a fox that some furry redrew as like in like this sexual pose. So there's Cub, there's Zoophilia, and in the follows there is a ton of furry artists. And so I posted my findings in a giant Twitter thread. And the other thing was there was a DeviantArt account linked to Captain Argo. This one wasn't actually under the FileHusky name. This was under his Captain Argo alias. And I found suggestive artwork of Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog, and also Cream. And Tails and Cream are two of the youngest characters in the entire Sonic franchise. I think Tails is 8 and Cream is 6 years old.
Yeah.
And he has like all of this. He very obviously has like a no way. Oh wait. Oh, this is his alt account. Okay. What I just linked is the alt. This is no, he deleted his DeviantArt. He deleted the DeviantArt.
It's over. Did you archive it?
I think so. I think I have screenshots somewhere.
Okay.
But he very obviously has macrophilia, which is a fetish for like giants and giantesses. And there was like art of Tails from Sonic, but he's like all buff and huge, and his like feet are showing, and you're like looking up at him in his garage. And then there was a picture of Cream. Let me see if this is like in my history. Cream. It was like Cream's growth spurt or some shit. And it was art. Oh, here it is. Cream's giant puberty, and it's about Cream hitting puberty and growing and breaking her bed and growing huge breasts.
Oh my god, what the fuck is this?
And this was in his favorites on his DeviantArt.
Why do all these people have like super easily traceable accounts? Like what?
I don't know. I would think he would have better infosec if he's like doing all this and he's getting all this popularity.
Damn.
So basically, the guy's a file and a zoophile because he's liking furry, feral cub. It was like the point of the Lion King was in his likes, and the characters and the artwork that he liked on his Twitter. The Lion King, it wasn't even like anthropomorphic. I guess it's what you would call feral, where they're drawn in the exact same style that they appear in the actual cartoon. And to make it worse, it was like one of the cub characters being by Scar, the like big antagonist of the series. And so I made a post about it. Someone found Reuben Sim exposes Fursona Twitter and DeviantArt accounts. They both have cub like, and this was like a bombshell on his whole reputation. And even the furries that were like hating on me for the entirety of this week were like, whoa, okay, this guy's fucked up. This guy's weird. A lot of people even changed sides and were like, okay, I get it. I get why you say that these people are all fucking weirdos and messed up and all this and that. And Ruben Sim exposed Captain Argo's response was to just deny it. And I think his explanation for the email was that all of his team members are named like Fred, Isaac, Liam, Lee, or some shit. And then they were making a game about huskies, and so that's where FileHusky came from.
Right.
And it's just like the least convincing argument possible.
Yeah.
And he's still, even today, if you go to his profile, there's a post just from yesterday where he's still just talking about me. And if you look at all of his replies, it's all like burn in hell file and this and that.
Right.
And he started losing followers really quickly, and he was right about to dip below 7,000. And then out of nowhere, a ton of bots came and followed him, and his follower account instantly jumped up to like 25,000.
Wow.
And his posts started getting like botted. His posts were getting like 5, 6, 7,000 likes. And if you looked at the people liking it, it was all just the most obvious bot accounts ever. And
has he talked about that? Has he been like it was someone else or?
Yes, and he did did say that. He said that it was a targeted attack where people are botting his tweets.
Yeah.
And it looks like the bots have been cleaned up because he got reported so many times. But his follower account is still above 7,000. And there are still some people, I don't know if they believe him or maybe they just haven't heard about everything that I found about him. But he still does have like this support base of people that are still egging him on to keep posting this stuff. And this is probably a good point to actually bring him in.
Do you know how old this guy is at all? Do you have any information on like what kind of person
I want to say he's in his early 20s.
But you don't know?
But I don't know his exact age. No, I haven't
okay, gotcha.
bothered to look into that things. But I know that he is an adult.
And he knows you have all this, right?
Yeah.
Why is he even willing to do a interview?
I have no clue. I'm very curious as to what he's actually going to say.
Yeah.
What's up, Captain? Can I call you Captain or should I call you Argo?
Just call me Cap.
Okay, Cap. Cap, speaking of Cap, you say that you're
If
not...
you-
Sorry, go ahead.
If you could say that, yeah, sorry. If you see that stupid cub shit about that, it's annoying.
We will get to the Cubs. I want to get to the bottom of this Ruben Sim expose account. Can we talk about that?
Sure. I can tell that it's not me, but I don't know what's going on.
You say it's not you, but it very clearly is. I mean, this goes all the way back to the language that you guys were using. That was kind of. Do you remember when I asked you if you were him when we had that call in my Discord VC like months and months ago? And
I think so. Yeah.
I asked if you were him, and you said no, and that it was just like a wild coincidence that you guys typed the exact same, right?
Yeah.
And then
not me, but
and then they posted the screen recording from you. Do you remember that? The screen recording?
yeah, they stole it, but yeah. I'll have to bow right now. I'll have to bow right now. Like, I'll take responsibility for it. It's not me, but I won't take responsibility for doing that because they shouldn't be doing that.
Wait, so you said it's not you, right? That wasn't your screen recording?
That was my screen record they took because I had it in a private like dev phone thing. But
well, why did you tell
somehow.
me? You told me that it wasn't you though. You said it was someone else who just happened to have a Captain Argonaut's profile picture. Do you remember that?
Honestly, right now, I have so much shit circle on right now. I'm just losing track. Like, I think one post was, but then
I mean, the thing is, Argo, we're not trying to like ruin your life or whatever. We just want to genuinely know who's running the account, and we think it's you. We've seen a lot of compelling stuff that seems to point towards it being you.
I'll take responsibility for that, but it's not me. I do not want to be.
Why would you take responsibility for what someone who isn't you did?
I have no idea because it's annoying for me because they took my I've seen what they've done. They take words or what people say and then they jam it up. But
so if they have that recording, you must know who it actually is, though, right?
No, because I posted it confidentially in a private dev form, but I have no idea.
The account made a tweet that says that they got the recording from you, and you're saying they're lying.
Because I did not give them consent to use it.
Okay. Well, you didn't give them permission to use it. Why would you have to give them permission if it's not your video?
It's like again, I'm talking my phone.
Because what?
So again, I'm saying, can you say what you said again? Because I'm talking my phone, my earbuds are going out.
I said, why would you have to give him permission to use the video if it's not yours?
No, they took my video, but I didn't get consent to use it.
So it is your video.
Yeah, that video they took of use my profile picture. They took because I sent it in the private dev form, and they took the dev form server, and they somehow took it.
Well, okay, so you're telling me two different things right now. You're telling me that it's not your video, and this is what you told me on March 9th. You said not me, another dude with that profile picture, and now you're telling me that it is your video. So which is it? Is it your video or is it not your video?
Yeah, that was my video. I think when you called me then I was like half awake. Yeah.
So why did you why did you tell me that it wasn't?
I probably talked about this different video that they posted, but then they removed it.
So you got confused and you thought there was a different video that I was talking about.
Yeah, because they took two videos and they. Oh.
I'm gonna post the messages before this because I didn't bring up any other video. This is what I said. I said you posted a screen recording that showed your profile picture on your main mean Twitter. And you said, not me, another dude with that profile picture. It's a team logo. So clearly we were talking about the same video.
Is it me or you could cut it out?
I said, clearly we were talking about the same video because I said you posted a screen recording that showed your profile picture. And not only did you say that it was not you, but you said it was another dude with that profile picture. And then you said it's a team logo. So clearly we were talking about the exact same video. And there's no room for confusion on this. They didn't post anything else with with a Captain Argo profile picture except that video.
I know that's the thing. That was a thing for my football team I follow, and that's a profile picture of the celebrating the 150th year of the team. So and a lot of people had that on their accounts. So like,
but it was your video.
Some people removed it.
And you're saying
yes.
Why were you recording videos like that in the first place if we had kind of buried the hatchet through our Discord conversation? Because you sent me that really long message that seemed to show that we were on good terms and that we had a lot of common ground. Why did you continue to go at it?
We do because I don't like a lot of like the honestly being in some of these fandoms is kind of like there's certain things that should not be definitely around kids off the bat. But like, for me, I want to like make something that's like it's possible. Like, everyone's at the same level. Everyone gets the same level treatment for like the moderation crap. But like I don't know.
So why were you still like recording videos and trying to criticize me like this? Did you change your mind?
Anyways, my mind is still roughly the same because I just recorded that video just for a private dead phone thing. Private because we would talk about it, and it's like I don't know. This was a few months ago, and there's a lot that's been going on right now for me. So it's,
okay. Well, why don't we talk about? We could move on. Why don't we talk about the more recent stuff, like the email?
Yeah.
On the Reuben Sim expose account. How would you explain that? Because File Husky is your alias, correct?
Was but it's like that's not my email account because my email account was my original thing was it was supposed to be Jonah, but then that's the original email I have for that account. And I still the same as the Roblox account, but I don't own that email.
You don't own the filehusky@gmail.com email?
No, I do have an Outlook one with that name, but it's with the instead of the thing. But I don't own the Gmail account.
Do you think that the Ruben Sim expose account could be trying to impersonate you?
Honestly, at this point, I don't know. I have two. No, what's I don't know, or I don't really care because right now is not my main focus.
Okay. Are you considering? You said you were considering legal action against them. Is that still on the table?
Yeah. I'm still waiting for the official September to find anything about it because I submitted under my college like the student association thing. So I submitted with them and have to wait till September to find anything about it.
You thought about like contacting a lawyer and getting like a consultation?
Yeah, in my tuition, there's a thing, student service that you can give it to them and they can handle some of these cases like this. So I just gave it to them and just have to wait till September to find anything about it.
Aren't you concerned that this person who likes Cub is impersonating you?
No. He admits that he's File Husky. Can you
I'll explain that.
But he's not filehusky@gmail.com?
Yeah. No, I'm not that. That's my email.
You're on the money. That's exactly what he's saying.
Okay.
So he's not filehusky@gmail.com. He claims he has no idea who actually owns that email. It's definitely the email on the Reuben Sim expose account. But this is all just a wild
Sorry, it's just hard to hear what he's saying. My connection is bad, I guess. Yeah.
I just think, the video of the screen recording is just too damning, dude. Like, I don't see how you could still sit here and lie to both of us and lie to everyone.
The thing is, nothing bad is going to happen if you just admit that it's you. I mean, you had problems with Ruben in the past. You had some criticisms of him. I think some of them were, justified. Yeah. I feel like there's nothing wrong with it, with just saying, it's your account. I mean, it's clearly your account, no?
I'm just gonna do it off the back. I'm just gonna say it's mine, even know it's not, but I'm just saying it because it's right now it's just getting too annoying, too stressful for me. I do not want to be dealing with this like crap anymore.
But we know it's your account, okay? And we could pretend all day that it's not, but the reality is that it is your account, and we know it's yours. And every time you lie to us, it's just like this level of disrespect just increases every single time.
Why are you in this call right now, Captain? Like, why did you join the call to do this?
I think just a clear thing, but like again, that's not my account. I'm just gonna admit it just so it's off the thing, just so you guys can shut up about it, because I don't. So right now, I want to be doing other things. I don't want to be dealing with this crap every 5 freaking minutes.
That's not an admission, okay? It either is your account or it isn't. It doesn't matter whether or not you admit.
It's not my account. That's the thing. It's not my account.
But it is your account. But it types the exact same way as you. It uses the exact same language, and it posted your screen recording, which you seem to flip-flop on as to whether or not it's actually yours.
There's two things again. There's two.
There was not another screen recording. It didn't post any other video with your profile picture. That was the only one. That was the only one that I brought up in our messages.
So again,
that's the only screen recording that account posted with your profile picture. There was no other conversation.
There was no one that they posted, but then they quickly removed it.
They did not post and quickly remove a video. Are you like monitoring this account 24/7 to see what they post?
No, they blocked me. I got a message from a friend.
When you say they, you're saying you blocked yourself on this account. I don't understand how you can sit here and expect us to believe you when it's just so obvious. I don't know how retarded you think we are that we're gonna buy that it's not you after all of this proof has come out.
Oh man, it's me. You know, I'm just admit. Just move on.
No, I know what you're doing, and you're trying to create plausible deniability for yourself, but we know it's you, dude. You don't have to play this like cheeky little game of, oh, it's not actually me, but I'll say it is, just so you guys shut up. Like, we know, dude. You're not like convincing us of anything when you say something like that.
Fine.
But I can see that you're very stubborn on this, so we can move on if you want. You wanted to explain the likes on the File Husky account. Can you, I remember you said something like you really don't like NSFW content and you don't consume it, and that's not your thing, right?
Yeah, I don't, like, because literally, I thought it was that my account was like, I saw it probably like everyone I liked, and then when I go to like more like start working more, and I started like didn't like it, so to how to explain, and there's the stuff I don't want to happen personally. I do not want to explain here, but it's like some stuff like for me like NSFW and all that stuff I do not like.
Did you ever have an interest in NSFW content, or are you claiming that you followed? Because I went through the list of accounts that you followed on File Husky, and like half of it was. Half of it was NSF. You used to try to get some, like, see like, what's the hype up, but after a while, like I think maybe 2 years ago, I decided, you know what, screw it, I'm not interested in it. So you changed. You decided this isn't me anymore. I'm not going to be liking NSFW content. Because it's like for me, it's not interesting. I know like what's the game, what's the hype? Because really that account was made when I was in high school still, and so I tried to explore more, but like it's not for me. Okay, how old are you now?
20. Going to be 21 at the end of August.
Okay, I noticed. I think the Cub tweet that you had liked was from last year. That was 2023.
Yeah, that was an accident, because like you know how when you scroll through YouTube Shorts or whatever garbage now, you sometimes you double tap and then it likes for you. That's probably why. Because look at the rest of my account. I do not support that.
So you double tapped it and liked it on accident.
Yeah, like when you scroll through it, just really sure I do not support that.
How do you like it on accident? Do you think you instinctively hit the like button just as like a reflex?
No, because I remember like I was going through one night. I was going through a whole bunch of random like things on my feed, and probably just tapped it. But yeah, I tap it like on a lot of things.
You tap a lot of things, and you just so happen to tap on Cup. By the way, you don't double tap images to like them on Twitter. That doesn't work like that. That only works on Instagram. You have to actually hit the like button on Twitter, which is pretty small on your screen. And you're saying it also does like an animation. You're saying
the extension I have on the extension, something that I have it all likes for you, but yeah.
Oh, it was an extension that auto likes tweets, and that's why you like the Cub. So it wasn't you that liked it. It was the extension. What extension is it?
Oh wait, I forget. I delete a whole bunch of extensions on the phone because it was crashing it. So
can you look
I
through
have to
them
look through
and
my files
maybe
again.
find? That's okay.
I can't.
I would like to know what this extension is.
Yeah, I can't right now because I'm on my phone, so it's not.
Damn. Okay. Maybe another time. I guess we'll just have to believe you on that.
Yeah,
I believe
That
it.
you have a.
you know how to do it. It's just stupid.
Another thing I want to know is why was that in your feed in the first place? Did you follow the artist, or do you think maybe someone else that you followed was a cub enthusiast who followed that account?
I have no idea. I don't know. It's probably the way it's stupid algorithm because like Twitter whatever algorithm is like you know how stupid some of the algorithms are. Like you can click don't recommend it, don't watch it, and then it still recommends you that.
Mm-hmm.
That's one reason why I got bought YouTube Premium on my thing because like every 5 minutes it's either some political discussion or some political outlet or how the world's going to end if you don't do this shit.
Yeah, Twitter will just send you all the brain rot and cub that Twitter feels like, right?
Yeah,
it's all on the algorithm.
It's all political, the stupid bots and the stupid fascist racism and all the other crap.
I feel like that probably never would have gotten in your feed in the first place if you hadn't been following furry artists on Twitter, because there were a lot of them, and I don't know how you can tell me that you like quit looking at furry when you still had all that stuff in your feed and in your list of accounts that you followed.
And that's why I have my main, my personal, my file account because I keep all separate because my main is mainly just for football, CFL, what else? Like basically where was going. Basically my main Twitter is for random crap. So it's always changes and it's never really the same. That's why me and my foot account is just repost my main, repost football stuff, maybe just like a few things, but not yeah.
And okay, this is something I saw you talk about before, and I really want to give you a chance to bring this up. Is the DeviantArt account? You created that account when you were a kid, right? When you were young.
Yeah, young. Yeah, it was for nothing. Yeah, exactly. Before it was for like one of it was for like a school project. We were supposed to like look at I don't know what school was doing, but it was one of the school we look up shit, and also it was a share account. So my friend, we were trying to look at. It was messing around in high school. But I got completely abandoned it.
At what point did it go from being used for school purposes to being used for like fetish art? Because I noticed there was a lot of giant fetish art that you were liking. Can you explain like how that transition seemed to occur? Were you 18
it was basically,
when you were liking that stuff?
No. The same thing. We always mess around in high school. Like after like messing around in high school after like I think the account went. I mean, I think in 26. No, that's 2016. No, 16. It was like in the. I think after 2015, in like 2019 or 18, we just like messing around in high school, like with friends and stuff. Like it was like a shared account between a couple of friends. We were all just messing around because we didn't have any use for it.
So it was a shared account.
Basically, because we always didn't want to make a stupid DeviantArt account for stupid sick projects. So I took the boat, I made one myself, and all we would just share around, messing around with it.
So all of the giant that was favorited on that account, you're saying that wasn't you, that was your friend?
No, it was all like a whole group of I think like two or three different people that we were all just messing around with it. So
okay,
you share
this is a lot.
You share a account with your friends?
No, I did that because it's like
because the account is called Captain Argo and it has your profile picture from YouTube on it, or at least it did.
That was an old thing. Like I barely use that. Yeah.
So
the giant.
I want to be clear about this. Yeah. Who was liking all of the giant?
I think one of my friends, I'm not naming names, but one of my friends, he's like into like dino crap.
I
think like he's into like dino.
It was your friend, and you are not the Ruben Sim Expose account, and it's all just a wild coincidence. I will give you credit. On this. If even if it wasn't your friend, I would say that the DeviantArt stuff that you were liking was liked when you were a kid, and so I'm not gonna call you like a file for some of the awful things
Yeah,
that were on there. Although in all fairness, even if you were only like 16 when you liked the images of like Cream and Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog, those characters are very, very young. Cream is like 6 years old in the series, and Tails is 8. So that, I mean, I don't know if I would call you a pedophile,
Who made
but that's pretty fucked up.
It is. I'm delete that because it's beyond. Yeah. And what's more weird? Because my time was even more. My time was even like on an age restriction too. Like there's a lot of stuff that on my account that also this is available for adults. Like thanks mods, but like thanks mods, but still allowing me to see some other bad fetish crap. But whatever. It was still like locked down to like under 18 before I banned it.
Turkey Tom, do you have anything else that you wanted to ask him?
That's the majority of what I wanted to go over. I guess the other thing I just want to communicate to you, Captain Argo, is I feel like there's no punishment for just admitting that the account is yours. I mean, there's just like it's not even like a circumstantial thing. Like it's obvious the account is yours.
Yeah.
Did you say yeah?
Yeah, I was talking to my side. Like, yeah. I was say I'm done with this. Like, graphic, fine, it's mine, my account. Don't try to cancel me, attack me over it.
Wait, did you just say it's yours?
Yeah.
Okay, so you admit it, and you're not just like trying to dance around it. It is you.
No, it's just yeah.
I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah, thank you for that. I feel like a lot of like I've gotten a lot of respect for you back.
Yeah, I'll just say it, and it's kind of what it says in that account. It was like the problem is that what I have with the whole like, thing where you contact in one group is that it's kind of like what we've been seeing upwise now. Basically, you're shifting the camera away from the main problem. Like in this thing on a group, where it's like the problem is like you have kids who are which if I was in charge, I would go harder than Ruben was like you have kids going free on the iPads with the parents without any restriction, let the parents do any dilly dally or whatever, restriction, and they get mad that the kid gets sees stuff that they're not supposed to. But it's kind of like everyone on the thing has to participate. Like the kids should not know they should not be playing inappropriate stuff. The developer who makes stuff should not be making like bad stuff. Parents should watch what the kids are doing. The company should be knowing what they should know what's on the account and do the proper restrictions.
So why did you why did you lie about owning the account? I guess is my biggest question, because I feel like it wasn't that big of a deal to just say the truth. You know,
it just I still didn't want to get attacked, or do want to be like, oh, you just another hater that when it's like no, the actual issues that. How do you
think I feel when you say you don't want to be attacked? How do you think it feels when I have this random guy who I've never met before tweeting all the way since January, even at the most inappropriate times, just the most ridiculous criticism? Don't you think maybe I feel a little attacked by all of that? How every single day over and over again you just tweet how Ruben's bad because of this, Ruben's bad because of that.
Yeah, I think people feel who actually are really like if people have really done nothing, and then they get attacked by your families, which to be fair is like your responsibility up to a certain point.
Up to a certain, what am I supposed to do? Because I tell my fans I don't support harassment and all this and that, and it sounds like the things you're accusing my fans of doing is exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like up to some point where it's like unless if it's I can put this more clearly, like to a point where if you didn't say anything at all, then that if you see now you're saying you don't want to harass them, that's fine. That's you're doing your part, and that's up to it's on the responsibility of fans. But if you didn't say anything at all, then that was a which one? Then that was a.
Do you want to type? I'm having kind of a hard time understanding you. You can type.
It's okay. It's just that it's like up to some point. Is I mean that if it wasn't like if you didn't say anything at all, then responsibility would be lying on you. But if you said don't people, don't harass people, don't target.
And I do say that. I do say stuff like that. So why is it my responsibility if people who aren't even listening to me, who probably aren't even my fans, are going out and bothering people?
Yeah, I know, because from what I've seen over the last little bit, it's kind of like even though I think I've been trying to look for any evidence of that. It's like you said me a few times, but whatever. It's just it's fine.
So can we bury this once and for all? And can you stop like harassing me with this Ruben Sim Expose account?
Yeah, because right now I want to watch football. Because football season's coming up. I want to watch my team. Just make a stupid scandal right now. now, but screw it.
Look, I think the best case scenario for all of this would be if you were to just go on the account, make a little post being like, hey guys, I'm sorry for everything. You know, I posted a lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
And then if you just say that, then I think everybody will just walk their separate ways, and everyone will be happy in the end. You know.
Yep.
I think you can do that.
I think that's a fair compromise here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you do that while we're in the call? Because I don't want you to forget.
I'll do it after. I'm on my phone and I don't have access to my phone.
Okay. But I can count on you to do it, right?
Yeah, I do it before I go to bed.
And you know what? I think that would earn you back a lot of respect because people would appreciate the fact that you're not lying about it more. Because that kind of pissed me off.
Yeah, could I wait in the chat? What we say? Because I start looking at it.
Do what now?
Could you wait in the chat? What we say on a tweet?
I could help. I think you should probably write this on your own if you want to send it to us to like preview before you post it. That's fine.
Yeah. I would say is like, but then this is we're not working now. So.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we settled that finally.
Yeah. That's why not stupid zoo file these days of death.
Yeah, I appreciate it. All right. Well, thank you very much, Captain Argo, for the interview. Nice talking to you.
Okay. You too.
Good talking to you.
See ya.
Okay, I removed him from the group.
What the?
Wow. Yeah, I told you, man. He's very hard to like understand when he talks. He has.
I literally understood like 10% of what he said. It was like XQC levels of bad, even worse. I don't know.
Oh man. So let's do a little recap here. He had an extension on his browser that would automatically like tweets, which is why he liked the Furry. I appreciate that he's being honest about even after he lied about it over and over again. He's being honest that he owns the Reuben Sim Expose account. But I feel like we've just been lied to like 20, 30 more times in the span of that conversation.
What I'm curious about is why he finally decided like the conversation was over. We had basically given up.
Yeah,
and you were like,
finally turns around.
You're like, you have anything else? And I was like, just admit it to you. And he was like, all right, it's me. Like, what the is that? Why?
Yeah, I don't know, man. This guy, I just have like this weird ability to attract just the most weird up people into my hate base, and it's almost I'm hardly even surprised at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it was like half an hour, 50 minutes maybe of talking to him, and we were just like going over the same. He denies it. He's like, I just want this bullshit over with. It's not me. And at the very end, like, we're literally about to leave. I can't get over it. We're about to leave. You're like, do you have anything else you want to ask? And I come up with a bullshit question. I'm like, just admit it, thinking he wouldn't. He's like, yeah, I mean, you're right. It is me. Just don't attack me over it. And I'm like, what the is going on? I couldn't even believe my ears. I was like, wait, did you just say that?
Well, I was going to ask him something, but I decided not to because I figured it'd be in bad taste. All of like the weird fetish stuff that he likes is pretty common among people who've been like molested or had some kind of sexual trauma when they were a kid. And someone on Soy Jack Party found his Google review page. He had a review 7 years ago for what I think is like a church, and he left 1 star, and he just said, "You don't want to know." And I didn't want to ask him about this because I thought it'd be kind of tasteless to be like, "Were you molested when you were a kid?" But I don't know. I feel like that's like, if that's what happened, it could kind of explain where a lot of this weird like sexual deviation type stuff comes from.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be surprising if you remember during that like long red ep he sent you. He had listed a bunch of groups, and he listed like YouTubers, furries, priests. So that's why that was in there.
First time, yeah, that was the first time I had seen that, and I think he's trying to like allude to priests molesting people.
Well, it's very out of place like in that list of people, right? Like YouTubers, actors,
YouTubers,
priests.
streamers, gamers, priests, politicians, cosplayers, teachers, etc.
Kind of feel bad for the guy. You know, he got f***ed up, maybe.
Yeah. Well, he's an adult now, and he can make his own decisions. So
yeah. Well,
yeah.
At least now you know.
He told the truth.
Now you know.
Yeah. And, damn, I was really on the fence about it until he said at the very end.
Yeah.
That it was him. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's cool.
Did he know we were recording?
Resolution. I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I told him that it was for a video for you, so I
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that is a good. Well, we got like the actual resolution to the conflict. That's cool.
Yeah. I wonder if he'll actually like make the tweet. That's what I want to see.
I guess
he's been doing this thing. He brought up this event, this situation, kind of right before all this stuff got dropped on him. That one of my fans brought like a pellet gun to school and committed suicide by cop.
Yeah, I saw that.
And, and the news was like branding him as like a school shooter, but I don't think that was the case because he brought a pellet gun to school. Like, what are you gonna do? Poke someone's eye out?
Yeah.
The pellet gun. So obviously this kid, I think he had like some suicidal posts, but he also followed me on Twitter, and he was like arguing with furries in the days leading up to his suicide. And him bringing that up and like trying to take advantage of this kid's, you know, it was honestly like a big motivation for me to actually lay him out like this, because I just thought that was like the most fucked up, tasteless thing ever. This kid was only 14 years old and he killed himself.
There were a few people saying stuff about that on Twitter. I saw some posts with like 13,000 likes, maybe.
I think a lot of it came from him though, because he was like one of the biggest accounts to tweet about that.
Right.
But that's, I don't know, that's just so up and like tasteless. He's 14. He didn't actually intend on hurting anyone.
I mean, especially if he had a pellet gun. I mean, it's not like he would have even been able to kill anyone with that. So
I looked it up too, and it was a 177 caliber pellet, and you can buy those on Amazon.
Yeah,
this is not a firearm. This is just a kid
he
who wanted the police to shoot him.
Yeah, either that or he just was completely and brought that to school thinking that, you know, kids thought it would be funny. But either way, I mean, you know, kid dies. It's pretty sad. Okay, well, I guess with all that being said, what's the conclusive message you want to give people for all this drama? Maybe people out there who saw it go down and maybe were poised against you, or, you know, thought you were a silly guy.
I would like to say, I would actually like to apologize to Blue Wolf, because I should not have put Sappho next to him on the iceberg. Sappho belongs down in the Vouch zone, and so I will take the blame. I will take responsibility for getting that wrong. What I wanted to do with the iceberg graphic was I wanted to have there be a distinction between full-blown zoophiles and anthropomorpho-zoophiles. And because I was in such a rush to get the video done, I f***ed up and I put Sappho in the wrong place. And also the guy that died was really tasteless, even though I didn't know. I probably should have maybe done a little more background into the people that I was putting on there, given the implication of it. But aside from that, I think everyone can see by now that furries are weird. They're very sexual. They're very into furry, and they probably don't belong in spaces like on Roblox and schools and workplaces and stuff, given this fact. And yeah, that's about it. That's really all I got.
All right. Well,
and that is the great Reuben Furry War of 2024.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's probably not over yet. You still have a Twitter account. I'm sure some more shenanigans will go down. But yeah, thanks for the interview. Looking forward to your video. Appreciate it. And yeah, I guess
Wise, bro.
glad we know who that guy was. All right, I'll press stop recording right freaking now.